So the two semi-finals are over, and we now know it will be South Africa versus New Zealand in the final of the Sydney Sevens. This semi-final, though, a little bit more one-sided than a lot of people would have been anticipating. As you can see, South Africa victorious 31 points to 12 over the Fijians. Now, there was quite a bit that Fiji didn't do as well as they had throughout their group stage, but we will be breaking it down on this post-match review. So if you are new, be sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel. Nonetheless, we'll jump straight into it. First of all, looking at the try scorers. Now, South Africa, they were playing extremely well from the get-go, and a couple handling errors from Fiji then allowed them to get more of that possession early, which then led to more points. We did see the try scored in the 3rd minute of Shilton van Wyk. It was a little mistake from Fiji, only a few meters out from their line, which South Africa then decided they'd take on the scrum. It was a nice short ball back on the inside to Shilton van Wyk, and he had a clear run to the try line. So that gave the South Africans the early lead. Then from there, we did see more handling problems from the Fijians. Overall, in the breakdown, I don't think they did too badly. It was just more when it was an open play, the ball wasn't sticking to the hands. And every time that happened, South Africa, they were right on it, clinical with what they were doing. That was shown again when Delvin Blood was able to get himself the try in the 6th minute. Went right into the corner. They checked it a few times, as it did look like his hand may have gone over the touchline before he put the ball down. But when they slowed it down, just got the tip of the ball onto the grass. And that was the 2nd try of the match for South Africa. Now, they easily could have gone into halftime 12-0 up. But instead, they decided that they wanted one last attacking chance, and it was scored by Jaden Barron. Went straight up the middle and another try. So that meant Fiji at halftime were 17-0 down, a deficit that we don't see Fiji very often at all having to face for a second 7 minutes. Definitely not in a semi-final of all matches. So we knew they had to go out firing in that second half. They were able to score the first try in that second half. It was Ioane Teba, some very nice offloading. Before that, though, we saw some brilliant defense from South Africa, willing to put everything into it to stop Fiji from getting that first try. We saw some great work from Ricardo James Duarte, which actually led to him getting injured. Some last-ditch effort from Christy Hrobala as well. But then in the end, the Fijians, their offloading game was just a little bit too strong. Bukayaro went to Ioane Teba, and he was able to get the Fijians' very first try. So at that point, they sat 17-5 down, but then South Africa, they put the dagger in the coffin. They managed to score in the 12th minute. It was Jaden Barron once again. He did get himself his second. He actually went off injured a bit later on in the game as well, so hopefully he's all right for the final that they do have up against New Zealand very soon. But he scored that try. Then Fiji, inside of their own 22, went for the wide cutout pass, intercepted by Shilton van Wyk. He got his 2nd try of the match, and then it was done and dusted for the Fijians. But even with that, they still fired back, got themselves one last try of Nadovalo to make the score 31 points to 12. So now Fiji will be facing France in the 3rd place playoff game. That is for bronze. And New Zealand, they will be taking on the South Africans. One of those two sides is walking away as the Sydney Sevens champions, and that game is only a few hours away. But like I mentioned a bit earlier on, Fiji, their handling definitely let them down in this contest. My Samoa actually had one of his, I would say, worst performances that we've seen from him so far this year. But overall, South Africa, they just looked like they wanted it that little bit more. They were structured in the way they were playing. Christy Hrobala, I thought, had an absolutely sensational game. Even though he didn't score a try, he made a try-saving tackle and also was always right there when the interception in the breakdown was available. But nonetheless, that is going to be the end of this very short review of that matchup. Word of the day is handling. Fiji in their next game up against France, they'll be looking to improve that. Word of the day for South Africa is definitely defense. Their defense in that game was strong. They'll be looking to have the same thing up against the All Black Sevens. But thank you all very much for tuning in. We will be doing our live commentary of that final, so be sure to check that out. Thank you for watching, and I will see you all for the next one.